What's going on? What's going on? What's going on? You got the almighty DJ CJ Flash back with a brand new episode of I Remember That Song. And here to tell you all about it is the man, the myth, the legend, Mr. Jerry Dove.
CJ.
Dominus
Ominous. I was walking around in Walmart in Pittsburgh the other day, and somebody walked up to me and said, "Are you the man?" I am the myth and the legend as well.
There you go. So they actually said that. I love it.
I'm lying. I can't even say I'm joking. That's a flat out lie, bro. I'm sorry. But anyway, how's it going? Good to see you, man.
It's good to see you too, man. It's good to be seen. How about that?
That's true too. We got a nice show for us tonight, yes. And we're gonna have some fun with Eddie M.
Yes.
We're gonna celebrate Stevie Wonder's 70th birthday, which is coming up later on this week.
Yes.
We're also going to celebrate one other thing, which I didn't even tell any of you guys about, but maybe I'll tell you now. So let's bring in the rest of the crew and see what we can do and talk about what's going on. There's Ryan Nicole. There's Big Russ. What's up, family?
Dominus Ominous.
Dominus Ominous.
Hold on.
Dominus Ominous.
Do that again, Ryan. That was nice.
Okay, Dominus Ominous, Pulp Fiction style.
Yeah.
Our girl Tracy is not with us tonight. She's got some business she had to handle, so we're going to try to hold it down without her. That means I'm pushing the buttons.
Ooh,
I'm not going to talk about how my hands feel because I know what Mike Phillips said that time about my hands.
Oh Lord!
And
I
that
saw your sleeves are rolled up, so you ready?
My sleeves are rolled up, so I'm ready to work. That's my Barack Obama thing right there.
There you
My
go.
sleeves rolled up, right?
You sure you don't want to get a good luck brooch?
I thought about that, man, and then I put on the nipple rings. And okay, anyway, let me say hello to everybody the right way. First of all, Russell, since you're asking all the questions, say hello to Big Russ. For one half of the world famous, been doing this thing in the Bay Area for well over 30 years.
Cancel my introduction. There has to be some separation between nipple rings and Big Russ. Please, somewhere put a wall.
Take a breath.
Nipple rings.
There we go. Okay.
Hello to Big Russ, one half of the world famous, been playing music in the Bay for way over 30 years, shaking his head already. Russ, how are you?
I see what kind of show this is going to be.
Yes, it is.
You don't pay me enough for this type of.
But I love you. Though.
Don't love me like that. Don't love me like that, please.
What kind of shirt you got on tonight? I see some Motown thing working there.
Yes, you do.
What's that?
Yes. Oh, nice.
Wearing Good Health, Detroit.
Nice.
And it's actually beaded.
What?
So yes. Got a little texture.
A little sequence. That's
it's
nice.
all blinged out.
Yeah. Almost like Killmonger.
Okay. Oh, okay. That's for every platinum record.
Exactly.
Platinum.
There you go.
And then what is that cord? Is that a microphone cord or something coming from it? It looks like it's something coming.
No, it's a needle. See, get it? Needle record. It's a needle.
No, I didn't. It looks all curly Q. I didn't see them.
Well, it is, but it's a thread. See?
Gotcha.
And it's a needle.
That's nice. That's very nice. That's very nice. Nicely done. Well done. Well played, Mr. T-shirt Guru.
Yeah.
And speaking of gurus, let's say hello to Ryan Nicole. She's a guru of all kinds of things. You did a 41-mile bike ride to Napa. Why?
I did.
Why?
You know, sometimes you got to push yourself, you know, beyond what you've been doing. And we've been sitting in a house for a year, and I think you plateau sometimes. And so I knew I had an opportunity. I knew the weather was going to be nice, and I knew I wanted to go to Napa and reward myself afterwards. So
did you just rode one way or you
rode
over?
I rode one way. My brother and I rode one way. Our spouses met us up there with the cars and the clothes and stuff, and we stayed the weekend.
Oh, wow.
And my parents came up and met us, and we had a whole Mother's Day birthday extravaganza.
Yeah,
it's still a word. Extravaganza.
I saw the pictures you posted. Look good. Now, just one more quick question.
Yeah.
How do you get to Napa on a bike from Oakland?
All right,
you go over the bridge?
You do. You go over Carquinez.
You go over Carquinez.
Yeah, there's a bike bridge.
Yep.
There's a bike bridge on the left side. So yeah, you ride through Emeryville, then up through Berkeley, then El Cerrito, then San Pablo, then El Sobrani, then what is it?
You went the wrong way.
Yeah, Hercules, Crockett, all of that.
You ride fast through Sobrani.
You listen, once you get past Richmond, you got to do it moving. So once you got there, then you go back Carquinez Bridge, and then you just straight shot
Wow.
into Napa.
So
How
you
long
went
did
over
it
by
take
the dead fish?
We went by the dead fish. Yes,
Okay,
we did.
okay.
Yeah, that was our last
Refinery dead fish.
downhill.
Yeah.
That was it.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well, you are a better person than I, because I would have been like your folks, just waiting at the place in the car, chilling about my third hand and Coke. Oh, y'all here now? Okay.
Listen, I hear you. It was good though. I won't need to do it again, but it was wonderful.
Well, that's
Yeah.
fantastic.
Yeah.
CJ Flash is also here. He's the music director of IRTS Live. What's up, Flash?
Oh, everything is everything. Hold on. That's gonna be with me all night, Ryan. That was tight. I love that.
Okay. All right. But you're good.
I'm good. I'm good.
CJ, of course, is one half of the world famous as well. They've been doing music. You've been doing music and dancing and everything for over 30 years, which is more than half your life. So good for you too. And one more mention, we're going to all be together in Los Cabos in November the 4th through the 8th.
It's going to be fun.
Looking at the Life Lux Jazz Festival, which is really coming along very well.
Mm-hmm.
Here comes Speedy with his weekly entrance, always at the beginning of the show. All right, so look,
CJ, have you done that bike ride?
Who have I?
Yeah.
Yes. As a matter of fact, from Richmond to we went the back way around the refinery. So we went through the refinery, and then we ended up at Carquinez, and then we went all the way up through Napa, where we, American Canyon, Napa, Vallejo, American Canyon, Napa.
Yep. We got to do that together, CJ.
Whenever you're ready.
All right.
I hit the bridge almost every day. So
I'll meet you. I'll meet you there. I'll meet you there in the car.
With a hen and Coke, ready to go. Huh?
Ready to go.
Right.
You can find Jerry and I in the carpool lane.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Hydrating.
See. All right. Look. Speaking of this, now we got a great show tonight. We got in the second hour of the show, we're going to talk about Stevie Wonder. He turns 70 years old on Thursday, so we definitely got to give some love to Stevie.
Yes.
Right now, though, our guest is a man named Eddie Minifield. He goes by Eddie M. He's played with Prince, Sheila E., Beyonce, Aretha, Stevie Nicks, and a whole lot more. He is from the Bay. Turned out him and CJ grew up on the same street. I'll let them talk about that, but I'm going to bring in Eddie M. What's up, Eddie?
What's up?
What's up, y'all? What's up, y'all?
What's happening?
Good to see you.
Good.
Nice to meet you, and thank you to Russell Gatewood for bringing you to our attention and bring you to the show.
Yeah.
Yes, thank you, Russ. Yeah, thank you for that. I was like, dang, is he gonna call me or what? You gonna hold out for another 2 or 3 or 4 years or what? I'm like, dang.
Long overdue, brother. Long overdue.
It's all good. It was in good timing. It's all good.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So we were talking a little bit before the show, and I know you're from Berkeley, and it turns out that you and CJ grew up on the same block.
Yeah.
Same.
So
Yes.
you guys get that same energy that you were talking about off the air, and tell everybody else right now. Go ahead.
Y'all played together?
No. He's got a couple of years on me.
Yeah, I got just a couple, CJ. Don't be
couple of years. Just
Right. Don't blame me now, CJ.
but we ran in some of the same circles and didn't know it. His next door neighbor actually was a friend of mine that used to get records all the time. Malcolm Spellman, you guys might know his work from the Marvel series and Empire and that kind of thing. But that was his next door neighbor. His sister also, Mary. We were close to the same grade in high school at Berkeley High, and so we were pretty much in the same circle. But that was further down Ward Street, close to San Pablo, and I was a little bit up closer to Grove Street or Martin Luther King.
All right,
That's
Berkeley.
right.
Berkeley represent.
Sobo, as they call it.
We bring up Ward Street because that was the name of one of your CDs. That's why CJ made that connection on Ward Street.
Right. It's like, Eddie gonna call us from Ward Street. I grew up. That was I had to go back, man, because that CD was like reflecting on the music that I came up on, and that's why we did the Marvin Gaye thing. We did Grover, So it's about going back to where I used to listen to the records, day and night, so I had to take it. It was even photos in there. We took photos to the shoot in my mom's house. You remember the couches that had the plastic on it?
Oh, she let you sit on it? She let you sit on it?
Yeah, well, you know, we can only take pictures. I got to sit on it that day. You know, I got to sit. Yeah, you open up the CD cover, you'll see the whole inside of the house. The plastic,
Nice.
you know.
That's so funny.
Folks don't know about that plastic couch.
Plastic.
man.
I remember
Wait,
waking up on
plastic
plastic couches.
Well, you just had to have
face
cover.
all messed up,
Hold on.
peeling off of it, you know.
Yeah, the plastic couch and the runner on the carpet.
Yes.
Yes.
The runner all the way to the
house.
door.
Running on
Right.
Through the house.
And don't get hit by the other side of that runner. That was painful. That was
Oh
like
yes.
some Marquis de Sade type stuff right there.
Yes, absolutely.
All right, well, look here. We're going to talk a little bit of music, but before we get started with that, let's say hello to some of the people that are in the chat.
Yes.
Ryan and Russ, I want y'all to keep an eye on that for me
All
as
right.
well.
I
I'm going
got
to start out with Shelly Coast and giving you much love, Eddie M.
Oh,
Tina
Shelly.
is there. Your sister
Tina.
Denise Minifield is there. She says, I love him too. He's my
sister.
brother.
My sister's there. All right. She's all the
Shelly
way
said
in
you're her-
China.
In China.
Wow.
She's over in China somewhere.
right,
She's
now.
over in Asia. Yeah, she's been
All right.
been over there singing, doing her thing.
Nice.
Now,
Yes.
this is your friend, but I don't know why Dante Scott is all up on me. And I'm just wearing a shirt that's tied, man.
Over you. Coming for you, G-Dub.
This is how strong I am. I go ahead and put that up. I don't care. Dante, I don't care.
Hey.
Hey, let's go, man. But I don't care though. See, that's how
I
much.
was going in a whole other direction. I was like, he's like a funky Mormon.
Got on the Jehovah's Witness.
Well, anyway,
You and Gladys.
anyway, look, let's.
We got Kevin Tennyson in there.
Kevin is in the house.
Yeah,
Yes.
Pat Davis. We got some folks in the room. Good to
Nancy
see you.
Dearman.
My cousin Alicia Keene is in the building.
Hey.
Nice to see you. Yeah, we got
Lady
people.
Nache the Soul Singer.
What's
Yeah.
up, Nate?
Ronald
Sheila
Malone. Ronald Malone's in the booth. JD Angle's in the building.
All right.
All right, so that means we got some folks.
Unfortunately, Jeff Sanders is in the building too.
I love you, Jeff. I love you, Jeff. It's
Hey,
all good.
Jeff.
All right, so look, let's get some music going, CJ. What you gonna play first? Go ahead. Yes. And I forgot to mention to folks who don't know, Eddie's a saxophone player, a world-renowned saxophone player, and that was you with your version of Tell Me If You Still Care from the SOS Band, of course. That's your first album?
That was my first album. That was the first single, which did quite well.
Yeah.
And,
I can see why.
thank you, Ryan. We had a blast. Like I said, we reached back on this and just tried to, get back into things we grew up with. And that was one of my favorites coming up, So I had to do it. But it was the first thing that did well. That's my brother singing background vocals on there.
Nice.
William Minifield. So kind of got the family involved a little bit.
That's what you got to do, right?
Nice.
Yeah.
Now your career started when you were really, really young, right? So you said your first tour was the Purple Rain tour with Prince. That was the first tour?
Wow.
Very first tour. Yeah, that was It was quite interesting. I was you just kind of get out of high school. I went over to Japan and did the club scene for a couple of months and came back home and was working with Verdine White at the time.
Okay,
Wow.
slow down.
Uh-oh, I'm
We've
getting
already-
too
we
much
already
up.
put
You got out of
Samson
high school. You're
passport.
already in Japan playing
Right.
clubs.
And then I
Verdine
came
White
back
print.
home.
Okay, let's fill in some blanks here. Come on, man.
And then, well,
Come
I
on.
came home and then I ended up being called down to LA to work with Verdine, do some production stuff. See, people, this is how it happened. Then I got the call from Sheila E. while I was down working with Verdine. A lot of people think that my whole thing started with Prince and Sheila, but I was actually working with Verdine White before any of them. And
Well, how did that happen?
you know, we had some close friends. I used to attend every Earth, Wind, and Fire concert in the Bay Area or nearby.
I know that's right.
That guy did
You
too.
know.
That guy did too.
Oh,
CJ
yeah.
Flash.
Oh, yeah. We had to be there, right?
Mhm.
You know? We couldn't miss it. It was like, so we had close friends and we ended up bonding and hanging out. And he was like the first one to kind of put me on the map.
That's excellent.
Still my mentor, still my dude, still looks out for me. And, my brother John Paris, which is the drummer.
John
for
Perry.
Earth, Wind, and Fire
JP.
Love that
So
dude,
he's
man.
been with us about 15 years. And so he picked us up and just, start feeding us, start feeding
Wow.
us the industry, so it's definitely cool. And,
That's amazing.
Yeah, it's truly a blessing, truly a blessing.
So did you ever? Obviously, if you're a sax player and you watch Earth, Wind, and Fire, you must have wanted to be in that band when you were in high school.
Oh my goodness!
You ever pictured Verdine? He just said, "No, kid, you get your own things."
We cool. We pull it up on some players.
Stay in your lane, Eddie. Go play that funky stuff. We got this. No, it's never been truly brought up, but it's always been a thing. It was a few people I wanted to play with. I wanted to play with James Brown before he passed. I mean, I didn't get a chance to do that, but I got a chance to meet him and hang about him. But I was one I wanted to play with, and definitely Earth, Wind, and Fire. But I have done a lot of work around them. Me and John was assigned to Kalimba Records, which was Mari's wife, Verdi's brother. Started in Fire. He was signed to his label for a short, and so I was sort of in the family, but just never, did the Earth, Wind, and Fire full scope.
That's all right.
Wow.
Yeah.
So we're going to play something in a little bit that you did with Verdine and your daughter, and then also something you did with John Paris. We're going to get to that in a little bit too. So
Before we jump in there, can I ask a question, Gito?
sure, of course.
So I just want to ask about the musical development from Berkeley High. I know, there have been tons of artists that have come out of B High and have gone on right on up to Ambrose Akim Mercier. What is happening at B High that pumps out so many phenomenal artists?
I always, as I got older, I wondered myself, because still to this day, the program there is strong and turning out great musicians. We have a girl that played in the jazz band when I was there, is now running the jazz department, Sarah Klein.
Okay.
But it was something in the water. I don't know what it was, but we had great teachers, great mentors, great people they wanted us, more than we did. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They saw something in us and they pulled it out. And they have that still going on, which is awesome, because we lost so much in these schools. We lost.
I wasn't hip to Berkeley High's lineage until I will tell you this, until the Yellow Jackets.
Ooh,
yeah. That's when I get. I was on the slow train with jazz, and I discovered the Yellow Jackets. And where are these folks from? Berkeley High.
Yeah.
Then I started digging into it from there.
Yeah, Bay Area. It was a lot of good music and a lot of good people, and they always made sure. Herb Wong, Phil Hardeman, they always made sure it was great people around the kids to motivate them and just push them along the way. And just turned out to be a great thing.
Yeah, it's critical. All
right, well, let's keep that good music going. CJ Flash, next.
so many times to erase your memory from my mind. Yet it doesn't ever last for long. I see your picture, then I hear your voice. Our love must be stronger than before. Every time I see your eyes, touch me, hold me. Every time I.
Okay, Eddie. Okay, Eddie.
Yeah.
That's you and your friend Sheila E. right there, right?
That's my girl. Yeah, we wrote that, and we wrote that shortly after Purple Rain Tour. And
Nice.
it kind of sat around for a few years, and then Warner Brothers heard it, and they said, "Oh, okay, this is your next single." So
Nice.
it
That
did
is
quite
hot.
well.
That is
But
hot.
yeah, we had
That was a good pull. Good pull,
Yeah,
Flash, because
very good.
you rarely hear that version.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is
Never hear it.
You hear the version off of Sheila's record.
Right.
You know,
Right.
you don't hear
Yeah.
that version. Very cool.
Mhm.
We had
You
to
also
do
don't
it.
hear Sheila smoothed out like that.
Right.
You know,
Right.
people just don't
Right.
identify. They forget that she can do that. Yeah.
Absolutely.
I
She's
think
so talented.
answer my question. Was that the purpose of that record, to kind of show her as a vocalist?
Absolutely. The
Yeah.
purpose of that record was to show her outside of Prince as well, because
Mhm.
Prince had nothing to do with that song.
Mhm.
Actually, I don't think he had anything to do with that album.
Mhm.
He may have had one song or something on there, but that was when she was leaving Paisley Park, and she was going right into directly into direct to Warner Brothers.
Warner Brothers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So it was kind of like it was her time to shine without, that Prince thing. So
Yeah.
and
Well,
they
that
locked
was a
into
good
it. Yeah,
that was a good-
because everything
great
else
one.
was up, and it was, it was,
Right.
the funk and all that
Party,
other
party,
stuff.
sweat, sweat.
She still has
You could have slowed down Holly Rock.
But it was
Okay.
a Prince song. It was a Prince song, so
Right.
it wouldn't work.
Holly Rock chopped and screwed Holly Rock.
Oh, God.
Rock and ballad for him. That would have been interesting. I'm sure you've done that before on the
I
record,
have
right?
by accident, but I have.
That's all right. That's all right. That's all right.
Let's slow down on the turntables. That's
Hey, you're watching IRTS Live. We've got Eddie M with us today. He's a saxophone player who's been playing all for years. I guess like straight out the womb. He went from being a baby to working with Verdine White in Japan. That's how it went.
That's how it works.
I've asked him 3 times to fill in some of the blanks. He just kind of passed
It's
by
too
like
much.
a politician.
Yeah,
I guess. We'll just Google you. We'll Google you.
That's what they say.
We'll Google you.
Google
So
me,
we
man.
got CJ Flash here. We got Ryan Nicole. We got Big Russ. Tracy is not with us today, as the Giants broadcaster says she's on assignment today. So
There we
she's
go.
doing her own thing. And I'm G Dub. I'm your host. So look, Eddie, tell us about them 2 records behind you on the wall there, bro. What's
There's
that
3.
about?
You can't even see. He's blocking one
No,
other
we
one.
got
Okay.
a room for. Let me see what I have to look myself to see what it is. Is there some on this wall? Is some on that wall?
Well,
love
Eddie,
that.
just so you know, we can't really tell, so you can really make it up. Man.
Okay.
You can say what you get the.
There's Aretha.
Nice.
and those are-
Okay, whoa. Let's do this. Let's do this.
Yeah, there you go.
Here we go.
All right, which one's Aretha?
The one
Gold?
right here.
That's gold.
Yeah, the gold. That was produced by Michael Walden, Narda.
Yeah.
And those are Around the World in a Day. Prince went with platinum and gold on those.
Mm.
I will take my computer off and show you the rest of the room, but I don't want to mess up the show.
As he gives the GQ look. Alleganza, Mac
I would take my computer down and show you the rest of the room. However,
Nice one.
For my
Nice one.
lighting.
The lighting changes and all that.
You're right. It's okay. It's all
No,
right.
no, we take your word for it. That's legit.
I'm
That's
just gonna
beautiful.
invite y'all all over so we can have,
We could do that.
Now that
Yeah.
sounds like the move. We like
do
that.
that.
regular bread. You know,
There we go.
I like that. So you also toured and recorded with Stevie Nicks.
I did.
What was that
It
like?
was it was it was incredible because I grew up, of course, in the Bay Area. We listened to everything back in
Yeah.
the day, you know.
Absolutely.
So KDIA or whatever, they was playing Fleetwood Mac and James Brown in the same back to back, you know.
Mhm.
So it was it was great. But that was the great thing about, you know, growing up here in the Bay, because you had all genres of, you know, great music. And so it came easy, you know, because I was familiar with it. I was a little nervous and scared going in, but Sheila's brother, Peter Michael, was the musical director, and he fought for me to be a part of this tour. It was a whole lot of trouble tour. It was great. It was,
she is such a great vocalist, man. She has such a unique instrument.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's just, you know, CJ looks at me sometimes because I will be out somewhere and then I'll play this remix of Stand Back out of nowhere.
Oh my God. Yeah.
I've heard it. I've heard it. I've witnessed that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm a Stevie Nicks fan.
That's Prince on the bass. That's
Yeah. Because did he write that song?
No, he just came in and played that part, and she gave him credit.
Wow.
She gave him writers. That's
I could have done that.
I did not know that.
I could have done that. Hold on, man.
Yeah, that was Prince.
I did not know that. I did not know
Walked
that.
away with a check. Yeah.
He got a check. He got a check. He got a check. He got a plaque. He got a Grammy. Yeah.
There we go. Right. All of them.
And got sampled. That's That part is sampled sometimes. Yeah.
That's right.
Nice.
So you also played with the Queen Bee, Beyonce. What was that like?
That was incredible. Sheila was the MD for that, and that was when Austin Powers came out.
Oh, nice.
What was that?
Gold member.
Yep.
Yeah.
How you doing, honey, baby?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we did 106 in Park, and I think we did Jay Leno or something back then.
Nice.
Incredible. You talking about just pure talent. I've never been around anyone that, well, Prince was the same, but that just she came in the rehearsal. It was funny. I'll tell the story really quick. She was out in Europe promoting Austin Powers because it came out over there first. Mm-hmm. She flew back in. She was sick. She had the flu. We were rehearsing all day. She came in the rehearsal sick. Blanket, cover, towel and everything. She took that stuff off and just started working and was ready. Just snapped out of, I think she had the flu or something, but and then was like, okay, we got it. We cool. We got it. We can go on and do the show tomorrow. Yeah. No, one more time. She
said, we got to work it out.
We got to work it out. But it was amazing to see that, energy. You can tell that, what Papa Nose did with them girls, he just trained them up, to fight, to be strong. So she's a strong sister. Love it. Love her.
Tell me, guys, do you guys think those days are over? Because I know I've been on many a stage ill. You think we have seen the end of that, where artists get on stage? I've been to a show with Jill Scott, who's claimed to have had the flu, and she's, rocked the 2-hour gig. Several people. Is that, you think it's done?
No, I don't think so at all.
You don't think so?
At all. No, I
with
think
with the COVID.
I don't want to see anybody on stage with COVID, but I do think that people who are dedicated to their craft and the people who are devoted to them, they want to put on a show. Yeah. They want to do what I've seen people on stage with laryngitis, and it's so weird. It's how you said she flipped a switch. Mm-hmm. We played with Mavis Staples, and she could not put 2 words together. And she walked on stage, and you would have thought it was Watt Stacks. And then she walked off stage so a player could do a solo, and she almost collapsed.
Wow.
She sat down right next to us, and we were like, "Why was she doing this?"
Wow. Yeah. Tap into something else.
Yeah.
Well, just for the record, my pinky finger hurts a little bit, so I'm kind of I'm working in pain myself, so
Wow,
I'm playing hurt.
It'll go down in history, G-Dub.
Playing hurt.
Yeah.
So yeah,
He will mark you down.
it's still gonna happen.
Right
It's still
next
gonna
to T.O. in the Super Bowl with a broken leg. You with your pinky.
I'm playing hurt.
Pinky
Wow.
out.
Hurt.
911. You got the 911.
TJ Flash, keep the music going.
Elder Bars.
Rockets, moonshots, spinning on the headlights. Money, we make it. Before we see it, you take it. Oh, make me wanna holler when they do my life. Yeah, make me wanna holler when they do my life. This ain't living, this ain't. No, baby, this ain't living. No.
Right. Okay, great song, great artist. That's on your album too? We gotta sell some music for you, bro. Tell people where they can get this stuff now.
You know, I don't even know nowadays. That was so long ago. You just gotta go search.
CJ Flash, where'd you find that one, CJ?
That's on the Ward Street album. You can find it on iTunes, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, iTunes is probably in Amazon. You know, it's up there somewhere.
It's definitely on
It's
Amazon.
up there. Yeah.
Or if you call me, hit me on the DM. I got a bootleg. I still got bootleg cassettes from the music people. From the music people, bruh.
Wow.
And if you, the first 5 people, I'll throw in a pencil
Hey,
to make
With Ward
Russ,
Street
I
insignia.
might need a copy myself. So
I got you. I got you. Yours is on the house. Yours is on the house.
Well. So listen, so how do you, I mean, again, you're being very humble here. So I got to ask these questions that America wants to know. How do you get to being such a humble guy who graduated high school, all of a sudden working with Verdine White, Beyonce, get Elder Barge on a song? It's so long ago, you don't even remember. I mean, I know there's a lot of hard work and obviously a great deal of talent, but is it connections? Is it who you know? I mean, because not everybody's going to be able to just do that.
Right.
Well, it's a bit of both. And, you know, the thing that troubles me today is like the young folks and the kids, they think the music is the way in, and they think their, you know, little record is, that's it. It's about the network and about, you know, building relationships. That's more powerful than the music, you know what I mean? Because it's a lot of music, you know, it's tons of music, it's tons of sax players, it's tons of great musicians, but it's just keeping the connections open and networking and, you know, building relationships in this business. So I think that's given me the 40 years, you know, and folks call me back. So I'm blessed and thankful and grateful for all of it, to have this longevity in it all, you know. But,
one thing he's leaving out is he's a professional.
That's what I was going to offer.
You got to be a professional. You got to be be there when you say you're going to be there. Be available.
Know the music.
Be on time. Yeah, do your homework.
You know, and that was taught. That was taught. I got to give a lot of that to Sheila and Prince. Sheila's never late for anything. And you know, we used to drag our feet, come in, you know, all late, 5-15 minutes late. And it was back in the day, she'd be in rehearsal an hour before we were supposed to get there to see who's gonna come in late. Then we get there, we get docked. You know, we get money taken out, you know, but she taught us to be on time. And
I beg to differ, because I was lucky enough to get invited to a rehearsal at SIR.
Oh my goodness!
And I showed up, and Sheila was late.
Ooh.
She was late, but
and I had to go. I had a gig, so I had to go, and I missed it.
I must speak in her defense though, because she probably was doing an interview or something, because she was never late. She would let it, if it was an interview or if she was doing something like that, she is serious about that clock. I
Yeah.
mean, she's
Don't
always
blame it on
been.
me. She just didn't want me to fan out at the show.
I don't think so, Russ. She needed you. She needed you.
Man, because I was that
Just wait a
dude with
little longer.
I was the dude with the Romance 1600 poster hanging above the bed. I was that dude.
Did you bring it to the reversal?
I did not.
Right.
I did not.
She was there. She was in the back looking.
I
Is that
know.
person on here?
Oh,
Did he
Get him out?
I
he
did
gone?
not.
Hey,
Yeah,
Russ.
who invited him? You know, that kind of thing. So.
Wow.
All right, so look, Nancy Dearman, as you see there, is putting up some of your releases. 1997's Hold Me, 98 is Ward Street, 2001, Eddie M, which featured appearances from Eric Benet and Karen White. Is Nancy
Wow.
your manager?
I know. Is she working for you?
Hi, Nancy.
Hey,
Hi, Nancy. Thank you, Nancy, because I forgot about all of that.
Nancy is ready. I love it. I
Nancy
love
is
it.
working it out. Thank you, darling. Appreciate it, Nancy.
So again, he didn't answer the question. So I said, "See your manager." He didn't answer the question. Well, you're a politician, huh?
You know what, Jerry? She might be my manager after this because
Okay.
I don't have. She just put it down.
Ready.
All right. Let's get some more music on, TJ. What else you got?
Let you go, do you remember back in the spring, yeah? Every morning birds would sing. Do you remember those special times?
Go.
Just go on and on in the back of my mind, yeah. When we first met, girl, oh, yeah. Yo, Eddie M.
Okay, that's
Okay,
your new project
breakdown.
that you're working on. That's B2B Back to Basics with Dave Hollister and John
Mhm.
Paris on drums.
Yes, sir. Yes.
Talk
yes.
about that one, man. Talk about that one.
You know, we started, brainstorming this, me and John, because me and John grew up together. We started hanging at 15 years old and never stopped. It's like my brother. And we was like, man, we got to do something to just take us back to where we started. So during this COVID, it was like, well, no better time because, he's been out with fire and I was out with Sheila. Just, you kind of put all of these things in the back seat. When COVID hit, we just start sending files. So we have a history with David Hollister, because me and David was in a group called Force One Network with Chop Master.
Chop Master.
Yeah.
Chop Master.
Yeah.
We did all of that back in the day, and that's when I met David. And David did a lot of stuff with John, with Patti LaBelle, and and Sheila, and we just had a lot of history together. So we wanted to go back and we wanted to grab people that was a part of that. And we have Raymond McKinley, also a Bay Area boy that has tracked on it. Some great people have come up to be a part of this. So we're excited. So hopefully, beginning of the year 22, we'll have it ready for you.
Okay, we'll need you to come back then at the end of 21 to tell us when it's coming out in 22.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
you gotta bring John and Dave back.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yep, for
yeah.
sure. We
Yeah,
definitely
Marshall.
gonna do it.
For
They
real.
wanted to be down. Yeah, John is probably listening now because he's been texting me. So you better be listening.
And I always got to mention, whenever we have a talented musician as yourself on there, we do have one person on this panel who is a performer extraordinaire.
Oh, bless your
This
heart,
one right
Jerry.
here.
Bless
She's
your
an
heart,
MC.
Jerry.
So if you need, you know her work. Or you need to know her work.
I need to know
We
it.
gonna find out.
Ryan, I need to play a little saxophone. I just need 8 bars or something.
Oh, listen, Eddie, all day. I'll give you the whole track. You know, okay.
Come on now.
Yeah.
I got a studio, so I can just, you know, I can.
Okay. We'll
let
talk
me
about
know.
that after the show. We will
There
talk
we
about
go.
it after the show.
The
Sounds
girl
good.
she drove 41 miles on a bike to Napa from Oakland.
did.
I think she can give you 8 bars, bro.
I can do
I
that.
know she could at least get 8 bars after that
She
ride.
did
I can do that. I can do that.
Make
Thank
sure
you,
y'all are
Jerry.
connected. Absolutely. We're going to get you there. CJ, keep it
Yes.
going, brother.
Had an intuition, but I kept on wishing it was wrong. Trying to keep my cool, but I didn't want to break my happy home. Oh, yeah. Whoever said love had to hurt another to survive. Well, whoever it was, sure enough, wasn't living my life. Ooh, yeah. Gotta keep pushing on. Gotta keep pushing on.
Oh, wow. Talk about that one. Who was that?
Karen.
That was Karen White.
Mhm.
Wow.
The track was written by Bobby G, incredible guitarist, and Karen came in and just laid the track down. We have fun with that one.
Is Daryl on that?
The DOA?
Yeah, DOA on it.
No, DOA didn't. He didn't work on that album. Actually, yeah, he didn't work on that one. We have some other.
That's that whole Sacramento thing right there. Yeah, you know.
That's it. That's
Yeah.
it. We are doing something. I'm doing something with DOA and Bobby and Chucky Booker. That's gonna be.
Oh wow.
Is Chucky's out of his mind.
He always has been.
Yeah,
Oh
Chucky,
my goodness.
Chucky is the bomb, dude. And such a nice guy.
Oh, the coolest.
Chucky's a nice guy, man. I still play Love Is Medicine today. I play
Oh
that.
my goodness.
I don't play it out. That's one of my gems I keep to myself.
Keep
Love
it.
Is Medicine. Yeah.
Yeah.
That band with Bobby and DOA, they were on that Janet tour. That band was tight. And those two brothers from Fresno.
You mean we talk about Tommy Organ and Derek Organ?
Yeah, dude.
Wow.
That band was ridiculous.
Yeah, that was heat. That was
heat. They added a whole nother level to that record.
Yeah.
Live. That was tough to do.
And Chucky about to bring some stuff out. He about to mess some folks up.
But Eddie, your
Chucky need to come and talk to us about that. Him and Dave.
He does.
I'm
But
a holler. Yes.
Your network, I'm sorry, I was going to say, your network is so strong. I mean, it must be a nod to, like everybody's saying, your professionalism, your skill set, your ability to just kind of keep the phone on and talk to folks and keep working. You have been modest about it. I'm just curious about your strategy.
Honestly, it's been a blessing, and it's been 40 years deep, but it's just bonding with these folks and just being cool with people, and and just really feeding into those relationships that has helped me. You know what I mean? And just try to do my best when somebody calls me to give them my best. I don't, I want to make it right. Every time I'm hired to do something, and I'm not lazy. I'm not, coming in late. And I'm not going to do something to distort your situation. I'm going to give you all that I have. So it's, I failed here and there, but at the end of the day, my record is a little, cooler on doing good jobs versus the bad ones. We all go through things, but at the end of the day, it's just bonding with folks. And I've been blessed to have some good people in this business to have my back as well.
Well, you got a lot of people in the chat that definitely got your back. Juan Escovedo is in there.
Juan
Escovedo. Hold on. Juan Escovedo joined my mother's church.
Get out of here.
Is that where he is? What's up,
Praise the Lord. Praise the Lord.
And I gotta tell you, my mother and her church lady friends, they wasn't ready for congas in the up in the band. They wasn't ready for it. But it was good to see him up there. It's good to see him out there.
That's hilarious.
That's my boy. That's my boy. We were roommates on Purple Rain tour. Imagine that.
Oh, nice.
We still had to share rooms on Purple Rain tour, one of the biggest tours in the
hey, let me tell you something about that tour. When I went to the Cow Palace to catch that tour, and I saw you on stage, and I said, I know this dude, but I had really bad seats. So after Sheila set during intermission, I went down onto the floor. Right, I went down on the floor. I snuck down there, went around Bill Graham and all his goons, and then I snuck. My big ass snuck down there, so I could see much better. And then when you guys came out for the encore, I said, "Oh man, that's my dude!"
Wow!
Oh my gosh!
I was screaming, but you couldn't hear me because of all the people screaming. But I was like,
I think I did.
Oh my goodness!
I did hear that falsetto like that. I did get that.
I was out there. I'm gonna get you for that lace. I'm gonna get you for that lace.
Oh, Eddie, Prince made you do it too?
You know what? I always talk about it. She'll still have some of them outfits, man. I was like Mikey. You remember Mikey on the cereal?
Yes.
Let Mikey try it.
Yeah.
I had the outfits. They had I had the Zorro, I had the capes, I had the big old,
bruh.
And,
some of those
outfits,
some of those outfits was in fits. They just should have stayed inside.
Man.
I was proud of you. I was so excited. Then I went right to Captain. I said, "Oh my God!" Okay.
I always wonder. I always wonder what acts like that do with all those outfits after 30 years. Do you have any of them like in a storage somewhere, or like on a mannequin in one of your rooms?
Got one
in your
on
house?
right now.
Believe it or not, I have to send y'all a picture. It was Sheila kept a lot of those things because it was all in wardrobe cases. So when the tour was over, everything went back to her warehouse, and she pulled some out some years ago. And I tried to try this cape on that I used to wear. They had me in a long cape. I had to go to the Grammys in a cape.
Oh wow!
Makeup, have my little curl flip, beat down, and the cape. I'm like, everybody walking around the Grammys all pimped out, and I got the cape on.
I gotta find that. We gotta.
We were just attending that year too, so you imagine I'm sitting in the audience with a cape on, like that was.
Got an extra chair for your cape.
Yeah.
How do you sit down in a cape? Do you put the cape back in your seat?
Whip it over. Yeah, you whip it over your lap. You know what I'm saying?
It's sitting in the lap of the person behind you, right?
Right.
Are you cold back there, sis?
Right. I need a blanket. Here you go.
Right.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, it was all good. No, it was great. That was a great night. It was just embarrassing a little bit to wear, but I did get to meet Michael Jackson that night.
It was worth it.
I didn't mind wearing a cape. Yeah, that's what he said too, Ryan. I like the cape. I like your outfit. I was like, go ahead, Mike. Okay, I don't mind wearing this cape tonight.
You missed the last part of it. He said, I like your outfit. Bubbles has one too.
Man.
Right. I just got one for Bubbles. Same designer. It was all good. Let me not mess with my brother. I love me some Michael Jackson. So, great. That was the night I met Mike in my cape. So,
there you go. The win.
Okay, well, look here. We also know that you are working with your daughter, your children. I guess they're all musicians as well. And one daughter in particular has a group. Well, you tell us all about your daughter in the Pack.
Well, I'm working with a group that she joined when she was she started about 14, 15. She was the youngest in the group. And she went through I wanted her to do what I did. I wanted her to experience the garage band thing. Mm-hmm. So I put them in the garage and they just rehearse, and then they start playing live, kind of like the scene that I was in. And then then they went into writing. So
Nice.
They started writing these songs, and me and John, would oversee them, and they start coming up with nice tracks. And then I got my son. My son is Pete Wild. He's a rocker. I'm gonna have to tip y'all to him. He's got this really cool rock stuff happening. So it's a lot of music going on around the house.
That's great.
So I want to pass this thing on. I want to sit back and smoke a cigar and watch them do it.
I love that.
Well, we're gonna watch and do something. CJ's IRTV, the I Remember That video. We're gonna play that for you right now. What is this one called again, CJ?
This one is called oh good Lord.
It's a damn thing.
It is
damn thing.
Yeah.
And watch it close to see who's in there, folks.
Oh right. Yeah.
In the place to be, we out from the bay where they're getting high feet, and that's just the movement. Everything you do, you gotta be smooth with. Yeah, so gonna do the damn thing. Show 'em what you working with. Don't be ashamed. Hey, the pack got you on the grooves. When you ready, just say it and we'll slide on through. Do the damn thing. Let the music take your stress away. I'm trying to live it up. Call up the guys one time, ain't gotta say much. Just it. No destination, but in the back of my mind, you're awaiting. And that's just the truth. Cause everything I do it for my whole crew. Doing what we do, so groovy. Don't lose it. Sing along to the song, do the damn thing. Do the damn thing. Let the music take your stress away.
The damn thing's proving it. It's calling me, I'm answering, moving it to the next level up, show proving it. Live, love, laugh, the path is intuitive. It's love's instinct, put love in sync. It's for the lover of you. I love this thing. Think of how the love goes when the love's real and when the love flows. Love flows immaculate, analytics inaccurate. Imagine if you had to get love without an adjective. Like love's inadequate, real love you having it. The habit is to dabble it. You only getting half of it. To do the damn thing, you gotta push it all the way. And when it's all over, I can look at y'all and say, I do it, did it, does it, done it, won. And now I'm out of here because the damn thing's done.
Hey, that's fun.
Yeah, that was
fun.
We had a little house party.
Yeah, that's great.
It's fun. The energy,
Yeah.
fantastic.
Yeah.
Feels like
Verdine
summertime.
White. Yeah, that was Dean, Verdine White, and John Paris produced and produced that track on it. But great things,
Had a go-go vibe going on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Little swing on him.
Mm-hmm.
That was very cool. That was Verdine at the top of the video, right?
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Verdine's playing bass on that.
And that was
What's your daughter's
on the rap?
name? Yeah.
Excuse me?
The legendary on the rap.
Kumo D.
That's right. Kumo D. Kumo D came on in and blessed us with his John Paris has been working with him quite a bit. So he sent up the track. He's like, oh yeah, I gotta have some of this. So he sent us the files, man. Yeah. My daughter's name is JC. She goes under JC. She took my last name, M. So
Nice.
Very cool.
That is good work. Look, we're wrapping up this hour already, man. It's good to meet you.
Yes.
But we do have one more thing that we want you to be a part of. I think what Ryan's got. So we're gonna get to that in a second. But Russ, go ahead, bro.
So we're wrapping up, but there's a couple songs I want to talk about. Real quick.
Yeah, give it.
So I joke a lot. You know, we go back, brother. So I joke a lot, but I cannot be more serious about this song, "Sunny Days."
Oh,
That song is brand new to me today. That
Mm.
is
song,
that right?
oh my God, I've listened to it. It has felt like a brand new song every time I've heard it since
Oh,
Ward
man.
Street.
Oh,
That
man.
song
Thanks,
is just
Brother Russ.
brilliant. The performance on it is just it's a magnificent song, and I play it every time I get an opportunity to play it out and loud at a stadium or something. I play it.
Oh, man.
I love
Thank
that
you
track.
so much. I appreciate that, Russ. You know, it's a funny thing about that song. That was written by Jerry Harris. Jerry Harris was MD for Israel Houghton, and he's an incredible musician and talent and writer, and he plays everything. But he was living in Portland, and he wrote that song, and I was like, you really need some sunny days up out here.
Okay. That's right.
It's just gloomy like you in London up in that mud. But
that's real.
I see, you know, but he put his heart into it, and we had a great time recording.
It is beautiful.
So
And
much.
people who are watching and enjoying the show, if you haven't heard that song, please do yourself a favor. Turn down the lights, put that song on, and just really dig into it.
Let
My
me play a little
second
bit.
point.
I can play a little bit of it.
You got me?
Right.
You got me?
Got it. Come on, man.
That's
Wow.
a good
Bruh.
pull. That's a good
That
pull,
is
Flash.
really
Just like that.
Bro, I don't even mind the Yamaha DX7 on that. I don't even mind. I
Russ,
love
you
it.
are not well. You're not
Bro,
well.
you know how I
Thank
am,
you.
man.
I
My
thank you.
second, I have a question for you, bro.
Okay, before you ask that question, we can't just not acknowledge the
I
dog.
know. I think it's
This
gotta be
is
named Sunny.
Max.
Oh,
This
Max.
is Max. This
What's
is
up,
my
Max?
baby. Max
Hey,
heard
Max.
Sunny Days. He had to come in here himself. He's like,
Oh, that's my jam.
Shout out to Max M.
Yeah,
Max
this is
M.
Maximilian. Say hi, Max. All right, time
Hey,
to go.
Max. He's cute.
Nice.
That's
All right,
my
let's go ahead
guy.
with that next question.
The other question is a Prince related question.
Okay.
So some time ago, somebody gave me the unedited version of "I Would Die for You."
Mm.
Ooh,
Are you on that, or is that Leeds?
that's me.
Yes.
Okay, so you need to tell the story,
Yes.
because what we had as DJs was a 10-minute edit,
Yeah.
which was dope. But the 30-minute, how did you guys survive recording that in a tent in Paris in the
What?
summertime?
Well,
for
no,
30
in
minutes?
the tent in Paris, you mean America, right? America was what we did in Paris.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, yeah, American.
Yeah.
But I do have a 30-minute version of "I Would Die for You" where
Yeah,
you
you
are doing
do.
your
Yeah.
thing on that. Yes.
That was the first. That was the first back. Think about that. That was the first long form live video they showed on MTV. MTV let him get like, I think it was 17 or 18 minutes of live footage, and then he printed it. But you know, half the time, Russ, we didn't know what we was doing. He was just doing it. we found out about it afterwards. You know what I mean?
Right.
My first session with him, matter of fact, we were in St. Paul rehearsing to start the tour. We were in pre-production. And after rehearsal, he's still playing and made the Revolution stick around. And I hear my name because we finished doing our rehearsal with Sheila, and then I'm in the back somewhere probably eating or whatever, and I hear my name, Eddie M, come to the stage. I'm like, what did he? I just finished. So I run back in, and he's like, get your horn. I didn't know we were recording. And we were recording The Ladder, the song The Ladder.
Wow, yeah.
I'm playing, I'm just thinking we just jamming, you know, we just playing, you know, it's just, you know, going through the motions. Jerome Benton comes up to me after we finished and said, hey man, come here. He takes me outside and there's a remote recording track there.
Wow.
I go in, I'm like, really? That's how I do my first session? But it was great. It was great. It was
amazing. Well, you gotta have some kind of skill to just be doing doing your thing, and have that test on a record. You know what I mean? Like
it just you just didn't know, and you know he was always pretty much you just didn't know which direction he was going to go.
You gotta be ready.
Right? Yeah, you got to be ready, and that's what was taught. Be ready. You get the call. Stand up. If you don't know what you're doing, act like you know what you're doing.
That's right. That's right.
Play the part. You know what I mean? Go figure it out. When it's downtime, but you act like yeah, I got it.
Eddie, I'm gonna ask you to stick around for a couple more minutes because we got a song that Ryan has pulled as our new Music Tuesday. And, but before we do that, we got a little business we got to take care of. So hang in there. We'll be right back in about a minute and a half. Okay.
IRTS Live is brought to you by United Players. It takes the hood to save the hood. Lifelong Medical Care, offering free vaccines for everyone 12 and over. Call Lifelong at 510-549-5454 or visit lifelongmedical.org. This episode is powered by PlushLifeMedia.com. Let us remix your digital presence. Hey, we've got gear. Visit IRTSShow.com for coffee cups, caps, t-shirts, and just added IRTS Live mouse pads and personal protective masks. Founded by our own Ryan Nicole, check out Haven, a cultural media production and distribution initiative for housing justice. Find out more at havenprojectoakland.com. Join DJs Big Russ and CJ Flash for the world-famous show live Fridays, noon to 4 Pacific. Catch them on the following social media platforms. And if you'd like to join us as a sponsor, please email us at info@irtsshow.com.
There's me. There we go. I'm here. Look, you're watching IRTS Live tonight. We've had a great conversation with Eddie M. He's been all over the world playing music with all kinds of artists. He's just the most humble man I might have ever want to meet, because I'd have been talking all kind of stuff for the rest of my life about Stevie Nicks, Beyonce, Aretha. I'd have just shoot. I probably couldn't stand myself. That's probably why you're doing what you do and I'm doing what I'm doing. But it's been fantastic having you on the show. But I wanted you to stay for one more segment here, just because we got a little thing we call the New Music Tuesday, which is brought to you by Miss Ryan Nicole. So Ryan, why don't you do your thing, and then I want you to hear the song, and then we'll let you go.
Sure. So as we know, this is I Remember That Song, but oftentimes we want to bring you some new music, things you may not remember, but that have that same vibe of good old music feeling. This song that I want to bring to you is a remake of an iconic song that you really shouldn't touch, but if you're going to touch it, you better do it right. This is by my friend, actually, a brother named Mike Blankenship, and a brilliant musician, singer, Cy Smith, and they're members of both members of Sheila E.'s band, both have toured with Eddie as well. And this song is I Can't Help It, Michael Jackson's I Can't Help It, written by Stevie Wonder. So let's hear that. I think it's a great rendition.
Looking in my mirror took me by surprise. I can't help but see you running often through my mind, helpless like a baby, sensual disguise. I can't help but love you. It's getting better all the time. I can't help it if I wanted to, wouldn't help it. Even if I could, can't help it if I wanted to, wouldn't help it. No, can't help it if I wanted to, wouldn't help it. Even if I could, I can't help it if I wanted to, wouldn't help it. No.
Nice. That's a great choice there, Ryan. Great choice.
Ooh, yeah, Mike Blankenship really doesn't do anything wrong. He has such a nice touch. He doesn't overplay. And he knows how to pull music that just makes you feel. And then he knows how to curate a song in a way that keeps the original integrity but makes it new. So Cy Smith's voice on that is just fire. He picked the right artist for that one.
Absolutely.
And I think you know them, right, Eddie?
I know them well. I've known Mike for some time. We kind of studied under some of the same folks, and we've toured together. And Cy as well. Cy is just, oh my goodness. I'm talking about just major talent. I mean, she is just incredible and just the sweetest person on this earth. But the talent is between the chemistry between those two is amazing. So I think they met while we were out with Sheila, the two of them. So they bonded really quick, and that's the result of it. Great music.
Well, I wanted you to stick around and hear that one part there. So I thank you very much. Now, all you people that are watching, don't you go anywhere, because we're going to pay tribute to Stevie Wonder right after this. But this man has got to go because he's got some more music to make or something that he's got to do. Iron his skate. Nice. And on that note, Eddie M., we thank you very much, brother. I hope you had a good time.
Thank you all. I love you guys, and thank you, family, my new family, and you'll be seeing me again. We'll be back.
Absolutely.
Right. My boys. We're bringing Dave and John. We're bringing them all.
That's what's up.
Don't play with us. Don't you play with us.
We're coming.
Right on, Ed.
All right, baby. Love y'all, man.
Beautiful. I love you too. Have a great night.
Thank you,
brother. Thank you, Ryan.
I'm going to connect you and Ryan. I'm going to connect you and Ryan after the show's over too, brother. All right?
Yeah. Yes. I need that.
Let's talk to JC too. Yeah, let's get it.
Yes. Yeah. Let's make it happen.
All right,
y'all. Y'all be good.
Peace. All right. Okay.
I love it. Eddie said I'm walking out on
the show. He just walked out. He dropped the mic.
I love it.
He's like, "Fetch some chocolate."
Gave us a Jesse Raphael exit. I love it.
Nice. All right. So look, we got a couple more things to do, and we're going to get into some Stevie Wonder music. First of all, let's do the What's Your Jam for this week. Our good friend Janice Edwards is a part of it. Y'all ready?
Yeah.
Here we go. Welcome. How you doing to another edition of What's Your Jam? My name is Jerry Dove. I'm the host and creator of I Remember That Song and IRTS Live and What's Your Jam? I got my man with me, the music director of all those shows I just listed, and he also does this thing on Fridays. He's part of the world famous. He's the almighty CJ Flash. How are you, CJ?
Absolutely fantastic. Good brother. How are you?
Fantastic as well. I was telling you before, it's a little warm in this house out here in Bay Point. It's like 88 today, so I'm feeling cool, but I'm a little warm. If that makes no sense, never mind. So our guest tonight is the one and only the legend. Matter of fact, she's a legend for real. She was inducted into the San Jose Hall of Fame. She's a Black legend. She's a longtime broadcaster, media coach, does all kinds of different things, and she's lovely on top of all of that. Say hello to Janice Edwards. Hi, Janice.
Hi, Jerry. Hi, CJ. Jerry, thanks for that warm introduction. And you know what? Even if it's 88 degrees, you're always cool. So you're looking
Well, thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. I'll take that and roll with it, okay? All right, so Janice, so look, we're looking for some information from you, okay? So I do this thing called What's Your Jam, and it's usually just a way to introduce people like yourself to the entire world. Because this show and this thing goes out to the entire world. So Janice, when you're feeling down, or when you're feeling up, or when you're just like feeling like I need to hear that song, what is that song, Janice? What's your jam?
Well, Jerry, my jam is Happy by Pharrell.
Oh.
And of course, it's a great one. You can't help but move to it. And, you know, he says, clap along if you feel like a room without a roof. It's like the sky is the limit. If you're down and you listen to Happy, you'll be happy by the end of it. So it's helped me. I remember the first time I heard it, I was actually in the car and I started chair dancing in the car because it just moved me like that. And I think it's really a great theme. You know, it talks about taking negativity and kicking it out the door and staying happy. And so that's a spiritual concept. It's something we need more of, especially these days. And so if I'm feeling like that and I need to change my state, that's one of the things I do in my coaching with people too, is how do you change your state so that you can connect in a way that is authentically aligned with your intention and just really communicating what you want people to understand about what you're thinking, what you're feeling, and happy. The title says it all, you know.
It surely does. And that is a fun song. And I loved it the first 780,000 times I heard it, you know. But I haven't heard it in a while, so I'm looking forward to it. So look, I'm Jerry Dove. That's CJ Flash. You've been listening to Janice Edwards, and this is another edition of What's Your Jam?
Clap along if you feel like a room without a roof. Clap along if you feel like happiness is the truth. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you know what happiness.
Gotta love Janice. You love Janice. She put that work in, didn't she? She got her commercial in.
Yes, she did. She said,
She's
"I'm
a
gonna let you know."
professional. I love her though.
Yes.
Love Janice.
Big Flash, you did a great job with all those songs you pulled, man. But I thought you were going to pull from Antoine's crate and play Eddie's version of Sailing.
Nah, man. We're going to save that for Antoine when he shows
Let
up.
Antoine come back. Yeah.
2022 when he shows up.
Yeah.
We're going to do a Sailing marathon.
There you go. Let Antoine get the single tear going.
Yeah.
No, Eddie's version of Sailing was great, man.
It is.
Great.
Yeah.
Great.
Mm-hmm. All right, well, look, we got one more thing we want to do, and then we're going to get into some Stevie Wonder music. I'm looking for the fancy little banner that Tracy has put together. I do not see it right now, so we're just going to go and talk about. Oh, wait, here we go.
Come on. Oh, there you go. Hey.
You from the DJ booth with Russ, starring Russell Gatewood. Go ahead, Russ. We're going to talk about this picture right here today. Boom.
Oh, yes.
Who's that? Is that Stevie?
That is Stevie and Kenny G.
Wow, I remember being there for that.
Yes, Kenny G with the Irene Cara hairdo. That is Kenny G right there.
Kenny's water wave is banging, okay?
It is.
Don't hate on it.
Don't front.
Okay, I'm trying to get on his level. I am.
So we had a chance to play the LA Jazz Festival at the LA Greek. Bay Area Productions took us on the road, and it was a lot of fun. And the LA Greek show, Stevie Wonder was in the audience. He came to the show.
Wow.
And yes, that is Stevie wearing a linen two-piece suit.
He came to watch the show for real.
Not watch. He didn't watch it, but he came to enjoy the show.
Oh, man, Russell.
I'm saying.
You're right.
I always ask, you know, the blind people sitting in the front row, hey, what y'all doing? Okay. So they asked him to come on stage, and he was, nah, I'm cool. And then finally they just brought him on stage. And it's so funny because no, I don't want to do it. And then they brought him on stage, and magically a harmonica appears in his pocket. Like he goes to the car wash with a harmonica in his pocket. But he got on stage and he played with Kenny. Kenny played, and then he turned the mic. He gave Stevie a mic, and Stevie just got on. And that picture, you can see Kenny is just in awe,
Yeah.
absolute awe of Stevie. And we're standing right to the left of everything, and we're looking like, wow, what a moment. And Stevie just went in, and it was great. And then they kind of bounced off each other, and it was a really cool moment.
Beautiful.
Really, really cool moment.
Wow.
Nice. And that is your view from the DJ booth. It's
Well
nice.
done.
Shot, Russ.
And
Well
that takes
done.
us right into the next segment. 70 years old, 70 years young, Stevie
Yes.
Wonder will
Yes.
be on Thursday, May
Yes.
the 13th. Okay, so we love Stevie. We did a whole show just for Stevie a few months back with Najee and Regina Jackson. And that is why Russell is wearing his beaded Motown t-shirt today with all the bling on it. CJ,
Yes.
bless us with some Stevie
golden
Wonder so we
lady
can
on.
talk about that. Yes.
I was born in Little Rock, had a childhood sweetheart. We were always hand in hand. I wore high top shoes and shirt tails. Susie was in pigtails. I knew I loved her in the day. You know my papa disapproved it. My mama booed it. But I told them time and time again, don't you know I was made to love from a world all around her? Yeah. Hey, 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 hey.
All right. All right.
Woo.
We talk about Stevie a lot on this show, and for
We
good
do.
reason.
Yeah,
We talk about
should.
Stevie a lot in the VIP lounge, and for good reason.
Yeah.
We just gonna talk about him some more tonight. I don't care what anybody say. Go ahead, Ryan. You first. Talk about Stevie Wonder.
Oh, I mean, come on, the icon, the legend. I really want people to wrap him up in bubble wrap and make sure he's protected. He's really a truly walking, living legend, and so grateful for his music. I can't imagine what it's like to be that kind of artist where you've defined, you just defined the industry, you defined the genre, the every R&B, neo soul vocalist, musician behind you is trying to replicate your sound. And he's definitive, and so grateful that I'm on earth at the same time that he is.
Right?
Yeah.
That was,
Very well
I
said.
like the way you put that. That's beautiful.
It's
She's a
real.
wordsmith. She's a wordsmith.
Beautiful. Yeah.
Beautiful. Okay, we'll get to some other thoughts after we play another song. Go ahead, CJ.
Let's get it.
I've been hurting for a long time. You've been playing for a long time. You know it's true. I've been holding for a long time. You've been burning for a long time. It's time to do what we got to do. Girl, that girl. Yeah, 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 yeah.
All right, Russell, your turn. Talk about Stevie Wonder, what he means to you.
He really is the master of his craft. You know what, to do all that he does and to take on the weight of delivering a masterpiece to the world, take on that weight and move on to the next record and create another masterpiece and move on to the next record and create another masterpiece. You can't imagine how the creative explosions that are going off in this dude's head, playing all the instruments and then picking out who he wants to replicate what he played when he puts it on tour. And the message that's in his music it was timely then, but we didn't know it was timeless.
Right.
As he said.
To have that type of lyrical foresight is unimaginable. He has no peer. That's the other thing about Stevie Wonder. He has no peer.
Right.
You can't really who Who?
Quincy, as in terms of production, but vocally, like who? I don't know who.
Maybe Elton John, maybe, but no.
You mean that's still here?
Yeah, I mean that's even harder. Yeah.
Okay. When you narrow it down like that, that's crazy.
Right, that's even more difficult.
Yeah. Very, very, very difficult.
Yeah.
All right, we're gonna play some more music, get some more comments. You go ahead, CJ.
Hey. Wait, that's a dope section of that song to pull.
Yes. I pulled it intentionally because when the record came out, Intervisions came out, we had that record. I was, I don't know, maybe about 7 or 8. And I would lay in between the speakers and I could hear there were 2 different things going on because he did 2 takes of his harmonica solo. And I couldn't figure out at the time, I had no idea about the recording process. But that night that Russ took that picture, I had a chance to talk with Stevie backstage. And I asked him, I said, what made you record Too High with the stereophonic solo? He said, all the stuff that was going on in my head, I just felt like I could bounce off of myself.
Wow.
He said it was
wow.
very, 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 very enlightening.
Truly. I mean, and the instrumentation on that whole album is crazy. He was in another headspace for real on that album.
Yeah, Intervisions had a different sound than the other 2 albums that came out before that and the ones after that. But that's probably one of my favorite ones too. With like you had mentioned earlier, Golden Lady, and just Mr. Know-It-All. And Jesus, Children of America. I'm not even talking about the hits that he released as singles.
Right.
I'm talking about the album cut. See, that's
exactly.
Okay, so here's that time where I say I'm a little older than you guys. So when those records came out, I was running to the store to buy them because I was old enough to take myself there and spend my own money and get it.
Nice.
And even then, we knew that Stevie Wonder was that special. I mean, we just knew it. As a kid, I knew this dude is different than the other stuff I've been listening to. So I would have my records all displayed in the house. I always made sure that the Stevie Wonder album was right in the front before you start flipping through, because I wanted to show everybody how cool I was, because I love me some Stevie Wonder. I still do.
Yes,
still do. I
Jay,
can't
can I ask you a
imagine.
question?
Absolutely.
I want to ask you a question. This is not a joke. I swear it's not a joke.
Okay.
So how old were you when Fingertips came out?
Oh, I was a child. I wasn't that old.
But were you his age?
How old was he? I was younger than him. I was
you're younger.
Yeah, he's 70. Yeah, I was. Yeah. Fingertips. I was much younger.
But did you did you know it was a kid?
I probably didn't hear Fingertips until I was about a teenager. So yeah, it was a kid because the album, they called him Little Stevie Wonder.
Right.
And I got that album. I take it back. My father had that album, and I got the album now, the original Little Stevie Wonder. And he was just the harmonica seemed like it was like this big on him, on his little hands. And but I do remember that video that you see often of him on stage at the Apollo where they're trying to pull him off. For some reason, I saw that a lot as a little kid. I remember seeing that a lot. So no, I didn't realize that Stevie Wonder was just a little bit older than me. So, like when you're a kid, you'd be thinking these artists are all like 10, 15 years older than you, but then you find out as you get older, dude, that dude was 5 years older than me.
Right.
I'm running around trying to figure out how to tie my shoes, and he's selling records all around the world, So no. But Stevie was a man.
And it says a lot too that your father had the album. Like, when an adult goes and purchases a child's album for himself, you know what I mean? It says a whole lot.
Yeah,
we're not doing that today.
No. No. I was talking to my mom over the weekend and went down there for Mother's Day, went to Atwater for Mother's Day. And I was asking her, Mom, so tell me about the music, because I've been thinking in my whole life that the music was just always in our house. And she said, well, that was all your father. That was all your father. And he loved the blues. He loved Motown. He loved all that stuff. And then my sister took it from America. She's older than me. And I got a lot of her records too. I hope she's not listening. But and then I just took the mantle from there. I can remember from the time I was probably about a freshman, maybe 8th grade. It's when I really started getting into music, and that soul music that I love so much. That's why the 70s mean so much to me. That's just it's home. It's comfortable. It's safe. It's Stevie flipping Wonder, man. And happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
But keep the music going, CJ Flash.
Say yeah. Say yeah. 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 Just a little bit of yeah. Clap your hands just a little bit louder. Clap your hands just a little bit louder.
Kevin Dennison, yes, young man, come sit by my knee. Let me tell you about the good old days.
The good old days, Mr. Jerry.
Have any of you guys ever tried to play a harmonica? Have you ever tried to play harmonica?
Once.
Yeah, for pretend, yes.
Once.
No, I try to play it. I can play a little bit.
It's a sloppy instrument. Very damp.
Like beatboxing.
It's not for sharing.
No,
it's not.
No.
You never see two on a harmonica.
No. Pre-COVID, post-COVID.
It's like getting that joint. You see somebody roll, they lick it like this. Look here.
I'm good.
Yeah, exactly.
Nah, my brother.
But I learned how to play a couple of things. I can't play that, but I learned how to play a couple of things. Yeah.
Nice.
I just wonder, how do you figure out where the different notes are? Because I would just take it and just kind of run it back and forth, that kind of thing, and thinking I was doing something, but I couldn't actually play. That's a unique instrument.
It's fingers and placement. It's fingers and placement. Yeah.
Like any other wind instrument, Yeah, that's tough.
All right. I love that one too. Go ahead, CJ Flash. Keep it going.
Loving you came easily, yet it made me blind to all there was to see. Now my heart is filled with pain. You understand, I never will. How did it come to be that you don't love me still? Now it's getting to be plain. If you really care about anyone else, I know you wouldn't hurt me. If you cared about more than yourself, I bet you wouldn't know. If you really cared about anyone else, I know you wouldn't hurt me. If you cared about more than yourself, you wouldn't walk out the door.
Oh, that's a nice pull. That's a nice pull, CJ
Yes,
Flash.
Thank you.
Speaking of his contemporaries, right?
Yeah.
Miss Patty Austin, Mr. Quincy Jones,
Mm-hmm.
Mr. Stephen Morris.
Wow. Good one.
I'm writing that down because that one might show up in the VIP lounge tomorrow.
I think it should.
It's one of my 5 picks, because I love
I
that.
tell you what, if you do that, you got to do Mary's very credible remake of that.
Yeah, she did a great
You did
remake.
a good job.
You know what, Russ? I almost played that, and I think we might just have to, simply because.
I will take it to the next part. Hello, someday. The blues are my friend.
Mary
Come
killed
on,
that. Mary killed
Yeah.
that.
It's suited for her.
Mhm.
She's been good about pulling songs that are well suited for her voice.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah, because she whoever works with her at A&R, because the Rolls Royce joint was definitely her.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
Sweet Thing was
Yeah.
definitely her.
Yeah.
Yep.
Do you ever
Sweet
hear her do no, go. What were you gonna say?
No, please go ahead.
You ever hear her do a thing with Patti LaBelle? What's the one there? Mary? Oh man, it's Al Green song. It's an Al Green song. Patti LaBelle and Mary J. Blige.
I'm about to check that out. I don't
Oh,
know, but I know
man.
she has another Stevie remake. She has As. She did well as
She
well.
did that with George Michael.
With George
Yeah.
Michael, yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Bro, I'm
Google
sorry,
that for
Jerry.
me, Ryan Nicole. Google that for me.
With that
Okay, let me
short
get my
sleeve
Google.
shirt, you do look like a Mormon, bro.
You know what? I'm the coolest Mormon you ever gonna see.
You are.
Trust
you,
me, I got in a whole lot of doors, player. You know what I'm saying?
You and Gladys. You and Gladys.
My mama named Gladys. Now be careful now. But I got in a whole Simply Beautiful.
Oh, they did
Somebody
Ain't
said
No Way? Did they
Ain't
do
No
Ain't
Way.
No
Yeah, Aretha song.
Ain't No
Yeah,
Way.
they did Ain't No Way.
Oh my God.
They did not-
Patti LaBelle and Mary J. Blige killed
Who
that.
said they
man.
did Simply Beautiful?
Somebody in the
Wow.
Facebook.
I need
Sheila
to hear
Diva.
that. If they
Sheila
did.
Diva. If they did that.
If they did that, I
She
need
got
to
a
hear
question mark. But I'm definitely thinking about Ain't No Way.
Yeah, Ain't No Way.
Have you heard Queen Latifah's Simply Beautiful?
Yes.
Damn.
Yes.
Damn.
Truth. Yeah. Yeah. And you know what? Speaking of, we're going to talk Al Green real quick. Your guy, Sharkey, what's his name? Isaiah Sharkey?
Isaiah Sharkey.
Does a Al Green song. Oh my God. And it's, what is that damn song? Anyhow, it's amazing. It sounds so close to the record, and it's still new. It's beautiful.
Do not sleep on Isaiah Sharkey, man.
Yeah. You put me on. He's nice.
Yeah, you can check out what he did in New York with Robert Glasper during that residency.
Oh, Say No More.
Wow.
You got me. You
Wow,
sold
wow,
me.
wow.
New York and Robert Glasper. I'm done.
There you go.
All right, see that we started with Stevie, and look at all the spawn. Look at all the leaves on his trees that he's spawning out there. So keep it going, CJ Flash.
Though some days the blues was our parade, still we march through all the tears we made. Now I find it wasn't no game or charade that you played. I did my best to bring you joy. How could you just leave me like a broken toy? Where's the man that once was yours? If I could be within your mind, I would never think to treat you this unkind. The pain you cause will come to you.
Oh, well, she broke it down with a hand clap too.
I love it.
Okay, all right, Mary.
And then Q-Tip comes in.
Why do you always get the rap on there? Well, Q-Tip is cool.
No.
He didn't really do a rap. It was
wasn't
very,
rap.
very
Okay,
tastefully done.
Yeah.
It's just little inserts here and there.
Tip
Okay.
is
Just go.
tasteful.
Yeah, he's good.
No,
He's good.
no, he's not.
Yes, he is. He's the
I think
closest
somebody.
to jazz.
I think somebody.
Well, I'm going to look it up and hear it all the way through. I
Yeah,
hope that
nice
he don't mess it up, because that was a nice little groove. Speaking of more grooves, CJ, you got some more for us?
I think I do. I
Okay.
do.
Now, come on, CJ.
If you really love me, won't you tell me? Yeah. And if you really love me, won't you tell me? Yeah. Then I won't have to be playing alone. You call my name, ooh, so sweet, to make your kiss incomplete. When your mood is clear, you quickly change your ways. Then you say I'm untrue. What am I supposed to do? Be a fool who sits alone waiting for you. But if you really love me, won't you tell me? Yeah. really love me? Won't you tell me? Then I won't have to be.
Okay, I love that song for many reasons, but one of the things, and I always wondered if it was a mistake, because you see at some point he's saying, if you really need me, but the chorus, the background singer is saying, if you really love me, and he's saying the need on top of the love, but not every single time. So no, it wasn't on purpose, but he kept it in. I just wonder if it's one of them genius things that nobody noticed.
You don't think that was on purpose?
I don't know. What do you think?
I think Stevie gets in the studio, especially around that time, and sings from his heart. I was going to speak about the vocal integrity and how he sings the lyrics with all the feeling. And so I think he makes a take, and the feeling is there, and it has to stay, because you can't replicate that vibe, right? And so, maybe it's a happy mistake, but I think he makes them often. And they work so perfectly that you keep it.
I've seen some talk. I read a book, maybe it's what it was. Is all about the making of all of his music, and just it goes from every album, from fingertips all the way up, and touches on every single song in the book. Great book, you guys should find it. But he talked about how he played the drums, and he loved playing the drums. But there was this one song, and I can't remember which one it was, that he wasn't quite. It wasn't perfect, but he just kept it in, because it was late at night. We've heard Stevie Wonder stories. It's probably 4:00 in the morning, because he just showed up at 3. But that's what he felt like playing, and he kept it in. So I think, yeah, there's probably some genius to it. But I just, every time I hear that song, I keep thinking about that one part. So
I think it is genius to trust what you put down the first time and to not overproduce it. That is a level of genius that that the original raw take, though it may not be perfect, is the right one.
Stevie Wonder's a lyrical genius.
Yeah, lyrical genius.
He's got all his albums.
Fulfilling this, the good one.
The good one.
Music in my mind. Fulfilling this, the good one.
Well, we're getting requests here like this is a club. This is Anita Peters.
I see that.
Angie Girl. I don't know Angie Girl. I don't know that one. I don't know that one.
CJ knows it.
You got that, CJ?
I don't know.
Well, I'll have to see if I can find Angie Girl.
I'm having a Motown on Mondays feel right now with this set.
Truly.
So very, very cool, brother. Shout out to Mom DJs.
Hey, Mom DJs.
Motown on Monday, and literal Mom DJs in the chat.
Right.
Yes.
Right. Yeah. Right. Mama Peters DJs.
Right.
All right. Get a couple more in there for us, CJ.
Since page 1, Keaton knew he had the answer, and it was that someday he'd be a dancer, and with help from Mrs. Surely that boy would not miss from being the baddest dancer in the whole neighborhood. Supposed to be sleeping, you could feel the bitter factor of it creeping to where music would play. To his sister he would say, before his father said, hey boy, get right back in that bed. Show me how to do like you. Show me how to do it. Show me how to do like you. Show me how to do it.
Can you rock? Can you rock? Can you rock around the clock? I like that one, man. That's a great song. That's a great song. Show me how to do like you.
Right.
Keep it going, man. Keep it going. We got a few more minutes. I'm gonna get some more music in before we shut this down. But go ahead, man.
Looking back on when I was a little nappy-headed boy, Even though we sometimes would not get a thing, we were happy with the joy the day would bring. Sneaking out the back door, hang out with those hoodlum friends of mine. Ooh. Really got the back door, but though I thought I told you not to go outside. Trying your best to bring the water to your eyes, thinking it might stop her from whipping your behind. That place goes.
What a great song. We can
Yes.
relate to that. We
Yeah.
can all relate to that. Okay, really quickly. This is what I was talking about. The book is called Inner Visions, the music of Stevie Wonder.
Nice cover. Oh, you
Yeah.
just
Wow.
you lost it, but that was nice.
Okay, and I can, since I am in controlling the board over here, I can do this.
You can close yourself.
There
There
you
you
go.
go.
Ah.
Yeah, it's a nice cover. It should be a T-shirt, huh, Russ?
I think it is. I think that is a Motown on Mondays flyer.
Nice.
Yeah. I got it in paperback. I'm sure it's available on Amazon, but it talks about every single song that Stevie did and gives you a little backstory for every single one of them. Every song from every album. It's amazing read.
Wow.
Very cool. Very cool.
Thank
You
you
know
for
what's
sharing that,
dope
bro.
about what's another dope thing is about Stevie is he is a musician and he plays for the people, and it can happen all in one song. So that song in particular, there's a breakdown by Jacob Collier, 40 years after this song dropped. Jacob Collier talks about the basically the jazz syncopation that's happening in this song and how just amazingly complex the music actually is. But we as kind of, layman listeners can still just appreciate the song for what it is. And I think that is another sign of genius, where you can nerd out and play something that is so complex and so defined that musicians, deep, studious, nerdy musicians can get into it and go nerd out on it. And, your average listener can have a good time and enjoy it just for its musicality.
Decades later.
Decades later. Right.
Absolutely. But look, we could nerd out all night long on Stevie Wonder, but we're going to have to wrap this up. So, Brian, you were talking, so go ahead and tell us what you got coming up, and then we can wrap this up with one more Stevie song before we say goodnight.
Jeez, I should look at my calendar. I'm not ready. Well, I know that so I've been on location for weeks now with ACT's production of As You Like It. And we are in post, and the thing is coming out in the next week. I just want to congratulate the MFA, the Masters of Fine Arts students, for finalizing that production and doing the very hard work of filming a movie under COVID restrictions for 3 weeks in a row. I was the musical director on the project. We decided to musicalize Shakespeare, which is not easy, and modernize it. And we came out with some good tunes. So that drops here this week. And I'm actually going camping. So I'm going to be off the grid here for the next few days.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. Big Russ, CJ Flash, tell about Friday.
Well, I'm going to camp as well. Every time I get a chance to play with this cat right here, I feel like I'm in the wilderness, because I have no idea how I'm gonna find my way back to center, because he goes so many different directions. But Fridays from 12 noon to 4 p.m. on all your favorite platforms, Mixcloud, Twitch.tv. Yes, I'm sorry, all your favorite platforms.
Thank you.
Periscope via Twitter, Facebook Live, Instagram Live, and hotdogwater.com. You can check us out. 4 hours, 4 turntables, 2 mixers, 2 DJs, 2 microphones, and we just get it in. Club classics, hip hop classics, pop classics. Sometimes we even go as far as new wave. Back when Dr. Funk was playing new wave music, we go from the Vapors to the B-52s. We don't know where we're going to go. But it's so much fun, and it's so interactive. The chat rooms on all the platforms, everybody's getting it in and talking amongst themselves. And then they get to choose what the slow jam battle is going to be at the end of the show, which is 30 minutes of just us just going toe-to-toe. Bow, bow, bow. Me and Flash, he picks a song, I pick a song, and they pick a winner. It's a lot of fun every Friday.
Everybody wins.
What is it called?
It's called the World Famous Show, but it's known as the Extravaganza.
CJ just like to hear you say that, I guess.
I'd like to hear it too.
I really do. He says it like no other.
With the shake.
You gotta shake it. You gotta get your Ed Sullivan there.
Nice. Okay. CJ, you got anything you want to add behind that?
You know what? Honestly, we don't talk about this part of the show enough, but immediately when we're done, we have the pleasure of opening up for the Prince of Sophisticated Soul, Mr. Will Downing. His show comes on right after ours, so we technically open up for him. But his show is called The Wind Down, and it's an hour of just all kinds of stuff. Some of his music, some classic music, some brand new music, and it's a lot of fun, and it goes by like this. But it's all a part of the extravaganza, as Russ calls it. I can't say it.
I could. He says we open for him. I say he closes for us. That's what
nice. Well,
now
it's good. It's good.
The Prince of Sophisticated Soul. Who's the king?
He says Luther is
Will Downing.
Oh, fair enough. Okay.
He says Luther is the king,
Will's
but
the
we
prince.
say he's the king. We say Will is the king.
I must say,
no,
but okay.
no. Luther's a king.
I'll give Luther his kingship. That's fair.
Remember when Will told us he was a poor man's
Luther.
Poor man's Luther. Yes.
Poor man's Luther.
Ain't nothing poor about Will Downing.
No, not at all. We love that. So that's great. You know, as for me, I forgot for the second in a row, I'm gonna have to hit up.
You gotta hit up
Eddie
Eddie
about the mouse pad. So when I'm gonna hit him up about you, and I'm gonna hit him about the mouse pad. Matter of fact, I'm telling him he can't work with you unless he takes a mouse pad. So
oh Lord,
that's gonna be the contingency there.
Yes, we're not working together, Eddie.
During one of our breaks, I texted him. I said, "Bro, you are so lucky you got out of here."
Wow. Is that what happened?
That's why he got up. That's why he got up and walked away.
And drop it off. He'll pick it up. And you leave it on Ward Street, he'll get it.
He'll find it.
Well, look, I'm going to just say this couple of things. We got a couple of anniversaries coming up. On May 25th, 2 weeks from tonight, we're going to have our 1 year anniversary of this here show, the live version online, not the TV show, but this. So I've got some special surprises for that. We'll talk and get some surprises amongst ourselves too. But 2 weeks from now is a 1 year anniversary. Tomorrow makes a 1 year anniversary of the IRTS VIP Lounge.
Wow, yay.
And so thank you for all of you who are following that. You'll be hearing some of these songs in the lounge tomorrow. CJ Flash, you got something to take us home with? Before I go any further, hold on. Let me thank Eddie M for coming on with us and sharing all his musical knowledge. Russell, thank you for sharing him with us and getting me connected. We are friends forever now. And so thank you, CJ Flash. Thank you, Big Russ. Thank you, Ryan and Cole. We miss you tonight, Tracy. We miss you as always, Antoine. And we will see you next time on IRTS Live.
Yeah.
It's a shame the way you mess around with the man. It's a shame the way you hurt me. It's a shame the way you mess around with the man. I'm sitting all alone on the telephone, waiting for your call when you don't call at all. It's a shame the way you mess around with the man.
IRTS Live is brought to you by United Players. It takes the hood to save the hood. Lifelong Medical Care, offering free vaccines for everyone 12 and over. Call Lifelong at 510-549-5454 or visit lifelongmedical.org. This episode is powered by PlushLifeMedia.com. Let us remix your digital presence. Hey, we've got gear. Visit IRTSShow.com for coffee cups, caps, t-shirts, and just added IRTS Live mouse pads and personal protective masks. Founded by our own Ryan Nicole, check out Haven, a cultural media production and distribution initiative for housing justice. Find out more at havenprojectoakland.com. Join DJs Big Russ and CJ Flash for the world-famous show live Fridays, noon to 4 Pacific. Catch them on the following social media platforms. And if you'd like to join us as a sponsor, please email us at info@irtsshow.com.